advantage of them.
Well, and that's a big thing right now in immigration.
Yeah.
They use notarios. So notarios in like in Latin American countries, they're able to do a lot, but here I think you can get like.
So what does that mean for people who don't know?
For people who don't know, so notarios right now are saying that they can file your asylum claim and they're just going to do your form. Notario is kind of like a certificate here in the U.S. that you can get, but notario back in Latin America, it's a big deal. Almost you have to study a lot to be a notario back then.
Okay.
So that's why when they immigrate here, they think, oh, there's a notario. Same thing. Like we do that.
Right.
But I mean, I would think of like Jackie Velasquez or Crystal Lewis.
Jackie Velasquez.
Crystal Lewis. Por un momento así, no hay grande riesgo para mí. No me he lanzado al vacío a volar, ni camino sobre agua. But
come on.
I mean, I don't know if we should do a salute to that because I feel like God's watching me right now. Like, hey, son, no.
Welcome back to Enterrupt KC, the Kansas City podcast. I'm your man, D-Rod. There's my boy, JL. What's up, man?
Hey, man, you know what it is, man. You know, it's crazy because, I mean, we've been downtown before. You know, we're here downtown tonight, and but we're like downtown, you know?
Yeah, we're dead center, man. The last time I've been in this building, they had there was a food court down there.
Oh, for real?
I don't know how long ago that's been.
We have to ask our guests if there's still a food court.
I don't know, man. I was looking because I haven't eaten dinner, man.
I don't think there is. Fix the park in Kansas City. Gosh, dang it. Oh, my gosh. Where
that's
do we
crazy.
park downtown, man? Oh,
I
my
lucked
gosh.
out.
Yeah. Shout out to you. Shout out to the guy who let me park in the garage downstairs. So, you know.
Yeah. What's happening, man?
You know what, man? I want to, you know, we kind of said something in the last episode, but I wanted to show you this.
Drum roll.
Well, put it on my hat. I'm going to put it on my hat and wear it around, you know.
This right here, man.
It's a real thing, man. And, you know, we said this last time, man, but just so proud, man.
Yeah. We man, thank our fans, thank you followers, thank you subscribers, thank you everybody who watches, who shares, who tells other people.
Comments,
the
guests.
Man. The guests, absolutely, man. Everybody.
Thank you to everybody who held us up and didn't do the episode after all. We appreciate you. But
it ain't too late.
But for real, like, thank you to the person who nominated us, whoever that was, group of people. Honored, man.
Hey, leave a comment. Let us know who you are, because you know what? You know what we'll do with you? Come on, man. You know JL.
It's a salute.
It's a salute. It's a salute to everybody who did this, right?
Man, you know, just proud, man. Ultra proud. Can't wait for the soiree with the KC Chamber here in a month or so.
Yeah, and I don't know, man. I'm going to say it again. I'm going to say it right here. I don't know if any other podcast has ever been
I don't know.
recognized or invited to that. So, you know, I'm just going to say we're the first ones, man. We're the first ones to do a lot of stuff. Right?
I'm with you.
I'm with you on that.
Salute.
Yeah. So thank you, all our followers, subscribers.
Yes. Thank you so much. I can't believe, D-Rod, just real quick, man, it's like 2 years from the day we recorded our first episode.
Exactly.
For those that don't know, even though it dropped in January 2 years ago, about 2 years ago to the day we recorded our first episode. So here we are. Another drum roll, D-Rod. Episode 60 is tonight.
Oh, 6-0?
This is episode 60.
Man,
I'm so excited, man. So it's been a journey.
It's been great, man. I remember number one. I remember negative one where we was in the basement.
I remember that one too. The one I always say nobody's going to see. But man, you know, it's just thank you, man. Just all we can say. Thank you. We're so honored, so humbled, blessed. And, you know, we're so happy to you know, we're going to get to our guest here shortly, D-Rod, but we're so happy that, you know, I read a comment somebody left on our socials. They said, you know, what I love about you guys is you guys go and talk to the people nobody knows. And that was really what we talked about initially.
Yeah.
It's like, let's go talk to the people nobody knows.
That was it from the get, you know, and putting a name and face, to everybody who's doing great things in our city that we love, man.
That's right, man.
And man, they deserve it. They deserve all that plus more.
And speaking of somebody who deserves it, D-Rod, it's time to interrupt our guest. And by interrupt, you already know we mean introduce our guest, none other, D-Rod.
Yeah.
Than the chingona herself. I'm going to say chingona, man, because she just seems like it, talking to her. Genesis Mercado Arias. How are we doing?
What's
I'm
up,
doing
Genesis?
great. Thank you. It's an honor to be here.
It's an honor to be with you.
Yeah, well, thank you.
Honor's
guys.
ours.
No,
Man.
Thank
this
you
is
for
awesome.
giving up some time to spend with us.
Yeah.
Of course.
And
Yeah,
letting
I'm
us
excited.
go on a little rant there in the beginning. Sorry.
Yeah,
That's
no,
probably
I
one
mean,
of the
it's-
longest we've done in a while.
No,
really,
it's a big
honestly.
deal. I mean, I understand the excitement.
Yeah.
Yeah. Being
Appreciate
recognized
it.
at Kansas City and doing that's a big deal.
Absolutely, absolutely. Well, it is your turn to be recognized and your turn to talk about you. And so, what we try to do, Genesis, is, really try to grab the origins of the person, and then see where that conversation goes with you. There's a lot you're involved in. A lot of people do know you. We have not had the pleasure of meeting you yet. But talk about that. Where are you from? How'd you grow up? Things like that.
So I was born and raised in Wichita, Kansas, so
Okay.
about 3 hours from here. Literally born and raised. I lived in Dallas for 2 years, but that doesn't really count.
Yeah, don't claim Texas.
Yeah,
Not
no.
Dallas.
I'm definitely Kansas girl. I was born and
Yeah.
raised there. And then I went to law school here. So once I came to law school, I ended up just
Well,
staying
this
right
is
here.
interesting, D-Rod, because you're an attorney. Yeah.
Yes, I am.
This is the third attorney in the last 4 episodes
last
one.
that we've done. I mean, Leo Prieto's an attorney.
Oh, yeah.
Mike DePasquale's an attorney, and now Genesis.
Yeah.
I mean, sorry, we did not intend to make it an attorney podcast, but no, seriously, like. So your family dynamic, were you so only child or what?
No, I'm the oldest of 3 girls.
Oh, okay.
And
Oh, that's a big responsibility.
Yeah.
Lot of pressure?
Which is where my name comes from, Genesis.
Okay.
So the beginning.
The beginning.
Yeah. My mom always liked that name. So she's like, I'm going to name my first daughter Genesis, the beginning.
Yeah.
And so,
that's nice.
first daughter. And so, I went to law school and then I just ended up staying here.
Okay.
Wichita.
Yeah.
Yeah, Wichita.
You go back
We
to
heard a little
Wichita?
bit about Wichita.
I do. Yeah, I'm sure a lot
What
of
was it
Wichita
like?
grew, man. It grew from
It
what it used to
did.
be back
It's
in the
been-
day.
yeah, 'cause
so
when-
it's pretty solid.
I remember growing up there, and we were one of the only family that was from El Salvador. There's not a lot of Salvadorans, and so there was another family that was from El Salvador too. So whenever we saw them, we get excited when we see the Salvadorans.
right.
So you're
But
El Salvadorian?
Yeah.
Okay.
we're from El Salvador.
Now, is that unique to Wichita? Or?
It is. I mean, back then, when I growing up, it was, and I think even in certain parts here too, it is. So whenever we see another Salvadoran, we're like, oh, we get so excited because in the Midwest, there's not
Yeah.
very many.
Salvi, man.
Y'all
They
got some
Salvi.
fire ass food. I know
They
that.
We
Salvi
do
papu-
some-
pupusas
Those
as well?
pupusas.
Oh my gosh.
You
Yeah,
make
I can-
pupusas?
I do not, but my nana does.
Oh, okay. What's
We're
up,
trying to
Nana?
learn. I know.
Yeah.
That's
Shout
what's
out
up.
Nana, man.
I know.
So you're
Mine's
the oldest of 3 sisters, and like so Wichita, Middle Kansas. I mean, you're Latina, number one, right? And just. I mean, talking to Leo about that a little bit. I mean, he said he had a little bit of struggles with that. Kind of how he grew up a little bit. Did you have similar struggles of like fitting in or anything like that?
Yeah, and I think my mom did a really good job with me, just telling me to be proud of where I come from and making
yeah.
sure that I don't let others make me feel othered.
Right. Right.
I think she always just told me just be proud of who you are and keep that pride. And I think that just kept me going throughout high school and college. And there weren't a lot of Latinos or a lot of other races, but I will say my high school is very diverse.
Okay.
It
Where'd
was
you go to high school?
At Northeast Magnet. So it was a smaller high school. I think my graduating class was like 120 people.
Yeah.
And so the group of friends that I grew up with were Middle Eastern, or are Middle Eastern.
Oh, okay.
And so I kind of just didn't feel othered or didn't
Yeah.
feel
Right,
like I was
yeah.
missing anything because my friends all were also experiencing that, but we all were pretty close knit. So we just...
You
I'll
clicked
just say,
up.
yeah.
You clicked
We
up
all
pretty
just, like my parents were strict, their parents were strict. Like we couldn't do anything besides go
Right.
to each other's houses.
Right.
So I think it ended up
Are you
working.
first generation? You are?
So,
Okay.
yeah, so my parents immigrated to Kansas in the 1980s after the Civil War in El Salvador. And so yeah, and then they were able to become naturalized after the Reagan administration, the amnesty program. And so thankfully because of that, they naturalized, became citizens. And then, so yeah, and then I was born in Kansas. So, yeah.
When you were growing up, though, like, I mean, that's interesting to hear, because I think you might be the first person whose family went through that process of becoming an American citizen. Was your family like very like pro El Salvadorian or like pro American, or how would you describe that? For
I
you?
mean, I think at that point they were American. They wanted to come here and search for a better life. I credit that to my nana. So my nana was the oldest of 4 sisters. My mom was the youngest, and so my nana was the first to immigrate. And
for those that don't know, nana is
my grandma. My grandma, yeah. And I call her grandma, even though she's technically my tia. But my mom's mom, so my real grandma, passed away when my mom was 6 years old.
Oh, okay.
So then she had, kids, and so the oldest sister ended up taking care of all the sisters.
They always do, right?
Yep. And so my nana ended up being my mom's mom, technically.
Okay.
So my tia ended up being my mom's mom.
Right.
And so then she wanted to, she wanted a better life, and she eventually immigrated here, and then was able to bring up her sisters, and my mom being the last one. And so, yeah, and that's how, I mean, she's one of my greatest inspiration, and I whenever I need something, I'll call her, and she just motivates me, and if she can do it, and she's always, always made sure, like, Jen, don't work hard, and and so that I do everything
that's always a thing, man. It's always been a thing with our culture, right? Yeah. Always going to the nana, the grandma, the abuela, and helping them guiding you in the right direction. Just having that company voice.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So when you graduated high school, let's say, I mean, did you know what you were going to do? Like, did you know attorney was the direction you were going?
I did, and then I didn't. Like, I found an old journal of mine when I was in middle school, and I wanted to be a civil rights attorney. And I grew up with that because my mom was a community organizer in Wichita, Kansas.
Okay.
And so she would fight for the undocumented rights. And so she did a lot of work advocating for driver's license for the people who are documented.
Gotcha.
And so she did a lot of stuff with Dreamers at that time too. So she's been in the field like 25 years. Now she's at the national level.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, she's doing amazing work. She said that she would be an amazing podcast also.
Yeah.
Does she live here?
What does she do nationally?
She does, actually.
Who does she work for nationally?
She works for People's Action. She's the executive director of People's Action. So she's in charge of that organization is like the umbrella organization for 45 other nonprofits that are across the United States. So they all kind of collaborate to come up with one kind of movement. So they are in charge of talking about healthcare, Medicare, and climate change. And so they all kind of come up with the next movement. Like, what are we going to come up nationally, and how do we move? Who do we need to call out?
Right.
Things like that.
Those are all some real important topics.
Yeah, and so she does live here. And so she kind of moves so she kind of stays in the background, though, because she talks to just different people and different heads of organizations and be like, hey, this is how we're going to move, and this is what we need, this is the funding. So she makes sure to secure funding from big organizations.
And what's your mom's name?
Sulma Arias.
Sulma. Okay. Shout out Sulma. Come be a guest on Enterrupt KC.
Yeah, I'm gonna tell them.
No, I mean, you clearly, that motivated you or inspired you rather, to look at the legal route.
And so I guess back to that, it was when I, so seeing her do the community organizing work in Wichita, Kansas, I grew up seeing that. So she would take us to protest and different things, and being little, I was like, I don't want to do this. I don't want to do this and be out there. But I think I knew at an early age that my mom instilled in me and my sisters to have a purpose growing up, and to and to be a good person, to fight for your rights and care for your neighbor, right?
Empathy.
And so,
well, it sounds like you grew up in a pretty diverse atmosphere, because you said you had a lot of Middle Eastern friends and things like that.
in high school, and so we stuck together. But I will say, Yeah, my middle school was pretty diverse too, but there are different experiences,
Sure.
right? Like I think my younger sisters, they went to a high school that wasn't as diverse, and so they had a challenging time. And you know, they've told me stories of some type of the racism that they faced. Yeah. So it exists,
Sure.
and it happened, and so.
Along with your mother and obviously you, is there any other family members that also get involved and do all that as well?
Yeah, there's, you know, they help us out, and what do you mean with like protests and stuff?
Yeah, well, no, like what your mom is involved in, you know, and then
organization
in the
and things like that.
No, it's mostly, I mean, me, but just because of the work that I do, and then my mother. But the rest of our family just supports us. It's not technically like their job, but yeah.
Where'd you go study law at?
At UMKC.
Okay.
Yeah.
Shout out UMKC Law. I'm trying to think if we know Crispin Rhea.
Oh,
he
yeah.
went to UMKC.
Yeah, he did.
I remember that. And Christian and Dulcinea. A couple UMKC alums.
Yeah, it's a great community, and alumni from there, we always try to help each other out, and it's a great community of attorneys here.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. So when you, you studied law, but you know, most attorneys or any college student really, you kind of get that general basic understanding of what you're, you know, wanting to go into. But then there's like, okay, I'm going to go into this field of law. Talk about those early beginnings for you. Like, what were some things that you thought you knew going in, and then you're like, oh, it doesn't work like that?
Yeah. So when I started, I was like, okay, I'm not going to go into immigration because I grew up with that. You know, because of my mom's community organizing work, I was like, you know, I don't want to do that. I'm interested in but I didn't want to do nonprofits though, and try to find something innovative.
You did want to do nonprofits?
Yeah. So I wanted to find something innovative in that. And so I started law school. I really liked contracts. I really liked business organization. And coming up with, so my thesis in law school was finding like alternative funding resources for nonprofits and being able to develop your business, but with social impact priorities. And so that was my thesis in law school. And so at an early point, then I realized, okay, I want to do something good with the business. What can I do? So I was always trying to figure out, okay, what's something that I can do with this? And then, you know, you plant the seed out in the universe, and then eventually you meet the right people, and it develops, right? And so at one point, I was like, okay, I know what I want to do. And I was already in law school at the time. Thankfully, my family was always helping me and pushing me and motivating me. And then one day I was like, I know what I want to do. I want to create a nonprofit organization that helps young women attend university. And so that's when I came up with the A Initiative. Eventually, then that name came to me.
Now, how old were you when this all happened? Like, you're figuring out, like, I know what I want to do.
27, 28.
Okay. I'm just asking because, you know, talking to so many people, right, D-Rod, like they figure it out at different times in life, right? Really young, a little older, obviously, you know, but that's why I was asking that question.
Yeah. And that was how after you got your law degree, you know, did you do that? Was it right after?
No, it was not right after because, I think for me it was really important to pass the bar exam. So I know that I needed to do that. And so I've graduated law school, but it took me like 2 years to pass the bar exam. So I kept taking it. It took me 3 times.
Of course, right.
Is that tough, huh?
It is. It's very hard.
Is it really?
It's really
hard.
hard.
So what, like, describe that, because I don't know. Like, just real quickly, like, give me an understanding. Like, what questions are you answering?
Which one was
is there some math in there that's like, oh, what the hell? I didn't expect some that.
You know, it is hard, but I don't think it's hard in the sense of like what's in there. It's for me it was more emotional, because once I fixed the emotional part in me that needed to focus on the exam, then I passed it, because I just had to change the way I thought about the exam. Yeah,
and I would think that it's probably even the wording, JL, right? I mean, the way that they, you know, the verbiage and everything, and I'm sure they, like every other exam, they switch it around so much.
Yeah, and
where you got to comprehend it.
Right, and so you have to. So part of the process, so they tell you to like carve out 10 weeks of your life to focus completely on that, and which I did. And so you've just focused literally like all day, 12 hours a day, just trying to figure that out. But, the last time that I took it, I was already working. And so I figured, okay, well, I don't need the full 10 weeks anymore. I could do just like 8 weeks. And then the last 2 weeks, just completely devote to that. So I was still working the last time. But I changed the way that I thought about the exam.
Okay.
And I think I was stressing so much prior to that that I failed because it was just like it backfired that I stressed so much that I was doing. So the last time,
is it a pass fail exam? Is it like you get an A, you pass, or B?
No, it's scored. So Missouri has a certain score. So all states have a certain score, but if you score above that, then you pass.
Okay.
Yeah. So there's like a baseline, and then you pass.
Gotcha. So then, because laws and policies and everything change, so trying to keep up with that, and is that exam always just set at a certain level? I mean, because if it changes, then you got to keep up with it. Yeah. Like everything else. Usually,
there's like a baseline, so they always try to. But I mean, I don't know with constitutional law now. There's debatable, but they test that. So there's a baseline of what they're going to take that test, and you just keep studying that.
So give us an example of a bar question that you had answered, like one maybe that you remember, like
trauma.
Which one do you still remember?
Oh my gosh, I don't even remember. I mean, there's different aspects. But there's like a multiple choice part. There's an essay portion.
I always just go for the longest answer.
No, that's not always it.
C,
everything, all the above, E,
Pick C. There's like a study that came out years ago when we were growing. It was like C is right 70% of the time. It's a C. I don't know. It might be fake. I don't know.
No,
that's what I did. That's my wife.
Once you pass like that part of your life, you just forget. Like I don't even want to remember the bar exam, to be honest.
Right.
That part of my life, I was stressing so much. But I will say, like the last one, you just have to change it. I just had to believe in myself so much that I'm going to pass. And that changed it all. It's like once I believed, the mentality around it, because that's how I feel it's like more emotional. And, and that when I believed in myself fully, it's like, I'm going to pass. And I woke up every morning and told myself, I'm going to pass this time. And that's when I did.
So then when you passed, man, what was that party like, man? Was it?
Oh my God, I remember I stayed home that day and I was like, okay, I'm going to open this email. And the email came in and I was like, okay, I'm going to call my sister. So I had my sister on FaceTime and I opened it and oh my gosh, I saw it. I was just like, start crying because it's just, it's just that feeling. It's like, I know I've deserved this even from the first time I took it because I passed law school. I passed all of my classes. And so I knew that I deserved this even from the first time I passed. And I was even a few points away from passing.
So what happens after you pass the bar? What did you do? What was your journey after you passed the bar? Go on vacation for a month? No, at that time I was already working. And so I had taken a vacation the first time. So that last time I just went to work. Oh, gotcha.
Yeah, I think I ended
What changes though, like for an attorney?
For an attorney, so you're able to. I was sworn in like a couple hours afterwards. I went to Independence. A commissioner out there swore me in.
You just take them your exam results and say, "Swear me in."
Yep, and you just like, my name's here. Like, swear me in. I'm sworn in, and then I started taking cases the next day. I think I was in court like the week after.
Really? Wow. Okay.
Yeah, and with immigration,
grab that bull by the horns and let's do it.
Yeah, because I was ready. And then once in immigration, there's so many cases and a lot of people that need representation. Right. So I was ready.
So what year was this?
This was 2022.
2022. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Nice. So that wasn't that long ago.
Yeah, because
there's a lot going on around that in 2022.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. So that was a trying time. COVID's kind of still in the back door for people, dealing with that and many other things. But I guess where I was going to go with that is here, Kansas City, let's just say Missouri, if you will, because that's where you practice, just in Missouri?
In Missouri. But since immigration law is federal law, we're able to take clients from everywhere.
Oh, okay.
But I try to stay focused here in Missouri because the Eighth Circuit is kind of the same type of law, and we are able to
So break that down, because there's not a lot of people. I don't understand it. I hear Eighth Circuit, Third Circuit.
So the U.S. is divided into different circuits. So it's Missouri's in the Eighth Circuit, and so when you appeal something, then it would go to like the next court, which is the federal appeals court.
Missouri is in the Eighth Circuit?
Yes. Correct.
All cases?
Yeah, so Eighth Circuit, Missouri.
Okay.
And so in immigration, if we're needing something appealed or to be like in federal court, then it's in there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
So what's the difference with having to go to federal court because there's so many different situations, right?
Yeah.
Asylum, marriage. I mean, there's so many, right?
Well, yeah. So since asylum is federal, we're like in the federal court system. Okay. And there's just immigration law in general.
Is there a certain like step-by-step process? Like, is one's more important than the other, or how does that? I mean, because sometimes
it
can be.
Yeah, I mean, because federal law will trump state law, but it just kind of depends how it's it depends like what we're arguing here and what court you're in. So what jurisdiction? If we're in state court, it's different. If you're in federal court, it's different too. So I don't really practice like in Missouri courts.
Oh, gotcha.
Yeah. But I'm usually just in immigration court.
Immigration court, yeah. So before we go too far down the court cases,
that will take us to
I do want to get into that because it's very interesting to me, and I'm sure people are listening and watching. Like, I've never understood this, the immigration system or court and all that. So I want to get into that. But before we do that, was there like a moment, a certain situation you saw? I mean, I know you had your mom around you and your nana, and they were influential to you, and you saw things growing up just being around them. Plus your own family's journey, with their migration here to the U.S. But was there like a situation or something you saw that you were like, oh yeah, this is exactly what I want to do for this reason? Can you talk about that at all?
Yeah, I mean, because I was doing it for a while I was in law school too, and I was clerking and being able to do that. But I think just being able to connect with people and seeing the hard work that that they do and the journeys. I think the stories just meant so much to me, and I was able to connect with them, and they were also able to connect with me because I spoke Spanish. So I think for them that meant a lot too. And I guess I wouldn't necessarily say there was a moment.
Sure.
I think it's been like
a lot of moments,
a little moment.
It's just all built up.
I think it just comes full circle with with everything that I do that I'm involved with, and I think it's just how things have been placed for me in life.
Sure.
That I think it's like this is meant for me, like being in immigration, and I think being a voice for others has only helped me. And
for sure.
So
helping the helpless, kind of.
Yeah.
Giving them that representation in the legal system that they deserve, they earn. Things like that.
Well, and there's so many people that are don't have the knowledge about what needs to be done. Yeah. There's so many.
What, I guess, now we can go down the rabbit hole, because now I'm a little excited about learning a lot more about this a little bit with you, Genesis. But what would you say is like one large misconception about, immigration law and cases that people truly don't understand? There's probably several.
I guess...
Because you see like the media and the news, and then there's this, of course our country's so divided on this, unfortunately, and I don't want to get into the politics too much, but I guess what would you say is like this is the one thing really people truly don't understand about immigration law?
I think a lot of it is that people want to do things the right way. It's not like they don't want to. They come here and then they look for an attorney. And they ask questions about how can I do this? How can I make this, do this the right way? I'm fleeing my country because of these dangerous conditions. And asylum is an international law human right.
Right.
And so they come here and they want to do things the right way. So, and that is the right way.
Asylum, and so they come to you for guidance, really, legal guidance. Is that how that works?
Yes. And so a lot of them are consulting. If I came here, I was being threatened by so-and-so. I'm here now. How can I fix this?
Oh, I got you. Yeah. And talk us through this though. Like, so let's say D-Rod and I, we come here for asylum. You know, we end up in Kansas City, Missouri. And, you know, we came from a country where civil war is happening, right? So what do we have to do?
Well,
we come to you, you just meet us first time. You're like, how long you been here? Okay, let's just say that. Well, we've been here for 3 years.
Well, I would say, I mean, because it depends at this point. Like, there's a deadline to apply for asylum.
Okay.
You have to apply within a year.
Okay, we've been here 3 months.
Okay, so if it's been 3 months, and I would say, okay, and you said Mexico, right?
Wherever.
Okay.
Wherever there's a civil war going on.
Well, it just depends, right? Because right now, after 2023, there's certain regulations there's just certain things you have to do to apply for asylum now. So they're making it a little trickier to be able to be eligible for asylum.
Oh, okay.
So after May 2023, if you came into the States without CBP-1, which is like a parole status, like a legal entry, type of legal entry.
Right.
And or if you had not applied and asked for asylum in all the countries prior to entering the United States, then you can't. You're basically, you will not win an asylum case.
Really?
Yeah. And there's a 1-year deadline with
so
that
what's
too.
so special about May 2023?
That's just when they
changed it.
That's just when they changed it.
Okay.
So it's like when they're under the.
How discouraging, right? Like, and that's the hardship of trying to. When people have said, just do it the right way, do it the right way. Well, it's a lot more than just doing that.
And people will come in the right way or with like a legal status, and then the government has been lately taking that status away. So, for example,
okay.
Venezuela, they had a lot of TPS people
Right.
enter with TPS or enter with some type of parole,
Right.
which would then grant them the ability to be able to apply for TPS, and then the government takes that away. So then they're already here, but the government has taken that status away from them already. So
when you say the government takes them away, and I don't want to get off the story because I know the first thing is you have to apply for asylum. But back to this question. So when the government takes that away, is it it's just a documentation status, if you will? For being in America, and so are they deporting people, or like they leaving you alone? What is the government doing exactly when they take that status away?
I mean,
in your eyes, what are you seeing?
It just depends, like where you are and what. So there's different agencies, right? So USCIS is its own agency. Immigration Court has its own agency as well, and then USCIS. So it's just all
USCIS is
So.
United
States Citizen and Immigration Services.
Okay.
Services, I think. I should know this, but I always say USCIS.
Sorry, I didn't mean to put you on the spot.
It's okay. I always say USCIS. But it's basically the agency that is in charge of processing all of the immigration applications. So that's where you would send everything.
Okay.
And then there's Immigration Court and then Department of Homeland Security, it's all different agencies, and they all kind of coordinate with each other, different applications and different statuses.
And when things and these policies and all that changes like that, what do you think, or how, if you don't mind saying, how do you feel like that impacts the clients or the people?
I mean, it's stressful.
It makes it stressful. It makes it probably 10 times harder.
Yeah, I mean, and right now everything's changing.
Right.
I want to say weekly, and so even for us attorneys, like we have to stay up on that and keep informed. But I even noticed it. So prior to working here at AJH Law, I was at Jewish Vocational Service, which is a refugee agency. And that first week after Trump's inauguration, because everyone was already so worried about what was going to happen, that first week, I remember I went to work and because I knew my calls were going to be my voice, crazy. So I go in and I already had 20 voicemails, like within overnight, and I hadn't seen that before. So I came and I spent like most of my Saturday that morning just listening to my voicemails. So January, I did notice like this is going to be a crazy next 4 years.
Right. Yeah, and I'm curious, just to hear you talk about, and we'll get there, about, some of the more significant changes you have seen in caseload, you have seen. But back to our story. So apply for asylum. That's the first thing. So then after that, what? Let's say we get asylum.
Like
how long does that take for us?
So So let's say you get processed at the border and they're going to give you a parole document that gives you like a temporary stay, and it allows you in.
How long is temporary?
Usually it's like a year. What I've been seeing, they'll give you like a parole status for a year, and then they can give you that parole status, and then within that year, they want you to apply for asylum. So let's say you come with, you come to me, and then we say, okay, great, you apply, you have CBP, or they gave you CBP 1 parole status. And
now, does it matter if we came here through the border versus we came here through another means? Does that like
a plane?
We just walked across somewhere, across the border, not through the actual gates of the border, if you will. Does that matter?
Yes. Yeah. Well, yeah, because you have to
have that.
You have to have like at least that initial contact with DHS to be able to provide the documentation.
So you actually have to come through that physical gates where it's secured and all the security and all that.
Yeah, I mean,
the border.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, usually. I mean, unless there's a way that there's a pathway that DHS hasn't seen, but usually, what they say is I've turned myself in to DHS so that I can be processed.
Got you. Okay. So we get temporary stay. We get a year to apply for asylum. Mm-hmm. Now, within that year, are we able to work? Are we able, what are we able to do and not able to do exactly?
So it depends. I know that all attorneys say that,
that's all right.
But when so let's say you go talk to an attorney, you talk to me, we're filing for asylum. You're not yet eligible to apply for a work permit. You have to wait 150 days until we can apply for one, and then which is about 6 months. So you apply for asylum, then you wait 150 days. We'll apply for asylum, and then we'll apply for your work permit. And then within a month, usually what I've seen lately, you'll get your work permit.
Oh, okay.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
and that allows you to work at any legal job, basically.
And everyone, that's what everyone wants to do. They just want to work, find a way, a process so that they can work, whatever they need to do, and they just want to work.
So in order to get, the successful asylum, people who are granted asylum, let's say, what are the situations or circumstances where they're more successful? And then the flip side I'll ask you is, what are the ones where you've seen they're not successful?
The ones that I've gotten granted were my Afghan clients. So the ones that were fleeing from, the war. A lot of these clients helped the U.S. military, either in translating or just aiding them around Afghanistan.
Yeah.
So then at that time, the U.S. brought them here, and so they were granted parole coming in for I think about 2 years at that time, and then their parole status ended, so they needed to find an alternative route. So then we applied for asylum, and so a lot of my prior clients that applied for asylum that way were granted asylum, and a lot of it was for helping the U.S. military at that time.
Yeah. But let's talk about Latin America or Central Latin America,
Latin America.
Or even Mexico. What do you see from that perspective?
I mean, I think right now it's really tricky, especially here in Kansas City. I want to say 96% of cases are denied.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow.
And it's just gotten harder.
And why do you feel that is?
I mean, I think the bar just keeps getting higher into what they're going to accept as an asylum case.
Got you. Okay. I just was curious. Thanks for talking through that. Cause
of course.
It's something
really
that,
complicated. And a lot of people think that, it's just so easy, do it the right way. But it's just, there's no, and I understand, legally, I understand what they're thinking, but it's not that black and white. Even, my family immigrated, and it wasn't like that. People want to be able to provide for their families, but if you're fleeing a situation, there is already an international right to be able to ask for asylum. So
how many people or families would you say you've helped to date, just in your career?
Oh, I have no idea.
100, 200?
Maybe. Yeah, maybe around 200. I don't know.
200.
Yeah, I mean, with the prior organization that I was with, since we were the only refugee agency in Missouri, we were able to help a lot of people. And I'm really grateful that was a part of the Afghan asylum
Sure.
part, because those have been my only asylum approvals, and it's really hard to get asylum approvals. So when you get those, you just have to jump up and down. It's amazing to be able to do that.
I got a question about. Okay, so there's always, like, I know people that are afraid to go to a grocery store. You know, they're afraid to leave.
Yeah.
What type of consequences minor offenses for some non-citizens? Like, if they do something minor, does that affect every type of part that they have in trying to seek asylum? Like, if let's say they got a speeding ticket or something minor, you know, will that affect them? Because a lot of people get nervous about that.
Yeah, a speeding ticket can, if you haven't paid, or if you haven't paid what you need to do, if you haven't taken care of it. So yeah, a parking ticket here, especially Missouri, if you don't pay it, you're going to get a warrant. Like, they're going to want to look for you. So if you don't take care of your tickets, would be a problem.
That's just any type of minor offense. It can affect.
Yeah, but in immigration, there's another standard. It's like crime of moral turpitude. I can't really say it, but it's like basically like a moral crime, and there's a definition for that. So if it's one of those, then yes, it can affect your immigration status.
And that could be that's a long list.
Yeah, and those are certain things that the U.S. has defined as something that could affect your immigration case.
Okay.
Yeah.
So many.
So they can. So
usually, but the government doesn't look so bad at traffic tickets if you have taken care of them. So they just want you, they want to see that you're doing your due diligence and paying your traffic ticket and going to like a DUI course, although a DUI can affect your case. So you shouldn't do those.
There's so many different minor offenses, you know, but what I'm saying is that because everybody gets afraid, you know, and I'm sure you see that and you've heard that. Yeah. A lot, like I said, they're scared to go outside the house.
Yeah.
I mean, right now it's a scary time.
Yeah, it is.
So it's understandable.
And I was going to ask you, so asylum and refugee cases and situations, I would imagine that's only a portion of what you do. Do you work on other immigration cases as well? Yeah. So describe some of the other cases that you get involved in.
We do DACA, so those are the early childhood arrival cases. We do adjustment of status, so let's say you marry a U.S. citizen, we're able to do it that way, or citizenship cases as well. Yeah. U visa, if you're a victim of a crime, we're able to look at the police report, depending on the type of crime, adjust status that way. Okay. So, yeah, there's different things.
Well, that's amazing. That's amazing to be in that field and to help these people, I don't want to pretend like I know what that feels like, because I don't, I'm born and raised here in the United States in Kansas City. We both are. But, I have a lot of family, who come back and forth. And, the sacrifices sometimes don't get talked about enough on their part. Because I know, like, they come here on work visas, and they leave their kids and their wives most of the time behind for years.
And the whole family.
To work.
Yeah, a lot of them just want to work.
Right. Yeah. To work and provide.
Send money back home.
So they can educate their kids, like that. That's one thing I think a lot of people don't understand and don't hear that side of the situation. So
and to take it on a different note, right? Like, there's also, we've heard of to say bad attorneys, right? Like people that have taken from the
taking
poor
advantage.
people, they're taking advantage of them.
Well, and that's a big thing right now in immigration. Yeah, they use notarios. So notarios in in Latin American countries, they're able to do a lot, but here I think you can get like.
So what does that mean for people who don't know?
For people who don't know, so notarios right now are saying that they can file your asylum claim, and they're just going to do your form. Notario is kind of like a certificate here in the U.S. that you can get, but notario back in Latin America, it's a big deal. Almost you have to study a lot to be a notario back there. Okay. So that's why when they immigrate here, they think, oh, there's a notario. Same thing. I could do that. Right. But what we've been finding is that a lot of people are filing asylum applications for them, or filing different applications, and I'm like, oh, that's fine. Like, I'll file your asylum application for you. But what the client doesn't know is that person can't represent them in court at the end of everything. So then they're filing just all these random things. And so, or they're taking the money and then just not even doing anything, or sometimes may not even send it to court. So I've been seeing that a lot lately.
We talked about this with Leo Prieto a little bit, about the need that's out there, obviously, which you're in a different space of need than he is working at Guadalupe Centers. But we talked about how a lot of people often in just, I would say Latinos, let's say, we talk a lot about the certain people who are impacting our people, let's say, right? But we don't really talk a lot about our people impacting our own people like that, right? Mm-hmm. And so we were talking about that with Leo a little bit, and that we don't really hear a lot about that. And I was sharing with Leo that I remember in early 2000s here in Kansas City. I even know the individual. I hate to admit that. Like, I knew of them, I should say, and they were pretending to be an attorney and taking people's money. And I didn't know they were doing all that. Yeah. So then when it came out, you're like, oh, that's how they lived the way they lived. You know what I mean?
What do you think people should be aware of when they're trying to seek services like that, though, to kind of stay away from?
Yeah, if they say they're just a document preparer and you're trying to find like the cheap route, that's not good.
Yeah.
Attorneys charge the way they do because, they studied for a long time, or they just have a lot of experience. And I would say, shop around, have different consultations.
Right.
And if there's someone that, you like and you're able to go with them, then go with that person. But, stay away from people who just say they're document preparer, because that in the end will hurt you. And even now it's even more serious because that can you can end up in immigration court proceedings. Which is worse.
What are there cases in and around those different types you described earlier, DACA, asylum cases, things like that? Are there certain types of cases, Genesis, that you would say like, those are the cases that I stay away from? If they involve things like that?
I would say more of like the criminal one, like where it involves like a criminal, so we call it crimmigration. If they have like a criminal...
Crimmigration?
Yeah, crimmigration, criminal and immigration. Where they have some criminal background, because I don't have a lot of experience with the criminal background and criminal law in Missouri.
Right.
So I always refer them to other attorneys that I know that have experience in that.
Those are probably a little bit more difficult, I would imagine.
Yeah, there's a little more technicalities to it. So then that would be another thing that I would say to people is that if an attorney wants to refer you out to somebody else, like don't take that as an offense or anything, but that's smart on the attorney. The attorney should say, hey, I don't have a lot of experience in this, but I'm going to refer you to someone that I know who does. And that's
it's funny. I'm thinking about Mike DePasquale. Shout out, Mike's got this. He said, don't come to me if you're getting a divorce. Don't come to me if you got a DUI. He's like, I might know a little more. I might know a little less than the regular attorney, He's like, I'm not, but that's not my field. He's an injury law attorney.
Oh, yes, yes.
So cuts to your point, right?
Yeah.
Like there's things that he is very comfortable getting into, and there's things he's very comfortable saying, that's not me. Yeah. You know what I mean?
Out of all your areas that you cover, is there one that you feel more personal with?
Probably asylum. The stories, and even though a lot of people right now aren't taking removal cases, I think for me that's where the need is right now, and that's where I'm being most moved and called to do.
Okay.
So that's what I've been focusing on lately.
Okay.
Although I do other cases, but right now I think the need is that, and I'm here.
Do you have sorry, Joe?
No, that's right.
Do you have a most memorable case to date, without putting name
I
out
do.
there?
So I had one of my approvals for my Afghan cases, and I think I could talk about this one, but I had an approval for an Afghan case, and the woman was one of the first female politicians in her village in Afghanistan.
Oh, wow.
And I interviewed her for the asylum application and the intake form. She was just so proud to be able to talk about the type of role that she took in her village, and being like, I was the first female, I was doing this, but I was being threatened by the government for
that's a big deal.
Yeah.
Down there.
And so, I mean, it was just amazing to see how proud she was and to be able to defend that, in front of the USCIS officer. And I don't know, it just brought me so much pride. And now she's, I think she's, at this point, she should be eligible to become a citizen pretty soon. And so, her and her family will be able to apply for that. And so it just brings me so much joy. And
How long ago was that?
This was 2022, so they approved that maybe like a year ago.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, so she should be coming up soon to be able to apply for citizenship. But stories like that, it's like, this is why I do what I do.
Yeah,
for sure.
And those,
You know what that is, D-Rod?
I know exactly what that is.
You know what that is, Genesis?
Genesis, you know what that is?
That's a salute.
That's a salute to you.
Salute to you. Salute. That's actually a good... So that's a great segue to the A initiative. So let's talk about that. So you were, you kind of mentioned it earlier in the conversation, but I was like, oh, hold on that. Let's go back to this. Talk about the A initiative. Like when did you, want to start this? Why did you want to start this? Things like that.
Yeah. So when my second year of law school, I worked for a nonprofit called Water Equity, and they gave out microloans to people in developing countries to install their own water pipes. And as soon as I worked there, I was like, this is amazing. Like, why can't we do this, but with education? Like, instead of, giving them money for, I love Water Equity, but I'm just saying, like, why can't we give them the tools for
Water's
the
pretty important.
Yes, and it is. It's actually, a depleting natural resource, and they're doing a great job. But I thought, wow, like, why can't we do this education? And so that just kept in me, and I was like, okay, but I got to focus on passing the bar first. So for me, that was passing the bar. But I thought, I was like, it'd be great if we can have an organization to do this with education. Yeah. So why can't we give out microloans for people that want to attend university, and do that? So that just kept sticking. So that stuck with me since I worked there, because it was a possibility of opening a nonprofit, but with that wanted to do good and be able to give out loans.
Okay.
So
and putting that together. So about what year was it that you actually formed it?
2022.
2022. Yeah. So not that long ago.
Yeah, not that long ago either.
Wow.
Yeah.
I mean, putting together a nonprofit. I mean, we've talked to a number of nonprofits. I mean, that was probably a little bit deeper water than you thought it would be, maybe? I don't know.
Kind of, but I felt like all of my experience, especially with law school and working at the places that I did, and, like I always say, you're going to meet the people that you need to meet for whatever you want to do. The right people will come into your life at some point. And so I was working at organizations that kind of wanted to do that or had some kind of impact, mission with them. And so like Water Equity, that kind of showed me kind of how an organization should be formed. And then in law school, then that's when I focused on forming nonprofits with a social impact, or businesses with like a social impact kind of format. But then I kind of knew, I was like, okay, this is what I need to do.
Right.
So I found out and I studied like how to form your own business, what you need to do. And so for me, it was like, oh, well, I just went to law school to open up my nonprofit. But so, I was happy because, I was able to learn to do it myself.
Right.
And I remember being in some of my classes and I'm like, man, I wish more people knew about all this stuff, but you don't learn that stuff in, college. And so.
Unless you do an MPA nonprofit route, which who wants to do that? Golly. That's cool. So the A initiative. Now for those who are just hearing this the first time, what is it and what do you do? How do you fund it? Things like that. Yeah.
So the initiative is a nonprofit organization. I like to say a social impact organization that raises funds for young women to attend university in Latin America.
Latin America.
Yes. So this is actually the first year, however, that we started fundraising for scholarships here in Kansas City.
Okay.
So we partnered up with Vanya Soto at Monarca Art Space.
Hey, shout out Vanya.
So we're doing an art scholarship with her, and so we started fundraising for that this year.
Nice.
So with the intent of distributing it next spring.
Okay.
So I'm excited about that. Yeah. But we started to focus on Latin America because I think the need was there at the time, and it's just so hard for opportunities and the access to these opportunities in there. So that's a big thing for the A initiative is the access to these opportunities. And sometimes the opportunity can change your whole life. You know, one scholarship can change your whole life.
Yeah, for sure.
And so,
especially down there.
Yeah, and so we thought, okay, well, how can we reach these small towns? And so my family is from a small town in El Salvador called Chirilagua, which is like almost 2 hours away from like the capital. And so we just saw how education wasn't, you know, really advocated for there. And, you know, I saw how it really impacted my life. And my nana had always told me, like, you need to go in school, stay in school, and become an attorney and focus on that. And so I wanted to pay that back. And I saw how important it was for in my family, how it changed my life. And I wanted another young woman to have that. And so I thought, why can't we, you know, provide these opportunities back in El Salvador? So that's what. And
I'm imagining that the dollars may go a little further.
Yeah, it does. Okay. I mean, maybe now not as much, but. But when we start, I mean, even now, I guess it still does.
So, like, what is the cost for, let's just say, a student to go through a university 4 years?
Right now, for 1 year, it's like $1,200.
Really?
Yeah. So it's not. Yeah.
That's like one class in the United States.
Yeah. It's like 2 hours.
Yeah. Holy moly.
And so even for like a small technical degree, it's like $600.
Wow.
Yeah. And so a lot of them we're finding, you know, they just get really inspired. They're there, but there aren't a lot of opportunities to get funding for them, or just finding, you know, there's jobs, but even the jobs, it's not like they pay a lot. So, and a lot of them try to sell pastries or they sell something, so it doesn't add up, as you know.
How much of those scholarships go for? I mean, that you give away, and how can they be recipients of it?
So we partner up with a school. So we're usually in contact with the director, and with the director, we give them the application, and we tell them, okay, this is what we want to do. Here's the application, and so that's how it usually is. So we usually talk to the school first and ask them about their students there and
which ones they feel.
Yeah, and if they have. You know, if they have an idea about certain students, and that's what we do. So this year, actually, also, we went to another school, San Matias, in El Salvador. So the past couple of years have only been with a school in Chirilagua, which is actually where my mom went to school.
Oh, wow.
Yeah.
At the same school?
Yes. So that's why we chose the school that we did.
She's got to be so proud.
Yeah, I think she is. I hope she is.
She is.
And so we partnered up with that school. So that's where we're giving out the scholarships. Yeah. And then we partnered up with another school in San Matias, which is where one of our board members, her family lives. And so we went there too this year. So.
I read that you also do some type of events. You have events going on?
Yeah, so we do events here in Kansas City. And so we'll have one December 14th at Monarca Art Space to raise funds for the art scholarship.
Yeah. Okay. What's the event? What are you going to have?
So we're going to do an ornament making event. So whoever wants to come, we'll start selling tickets soon. Hey. And so we're going to raise funds for the art scholarship.
Nice.
Yeah.
Nice.
So
we'll connect with us. Maybe we'll help promote that and everything.
Awesome.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, we'll start promoting that probably here within the next week.
And if anybody who's interested, go to Monarca Art Space and check it out, or the initiative. Right?
And then if you get a coffee there, I think part of the proceeds go to the art scholarship as well.
Hey. Hey, what's the website of that if people want to check it out?
TheAInitiative.com.
Okay, .com. You got Facebook, Instagram,
yeah, we do have a
everything.
Facebook, Instagram, and so I mean, a lot of it is just to empower young women through education, and I think it's made it a significant change in my life, and we just want to pay that forward. And I've been seeing it in these young women that have already even this year. Yeah. So we started interviewing for the next year's scholarship. So we already chose them, but one of the scholars that we gave a scholarship to last year, we were interviewing her to be able to renew, and she was telling us, how much the scholarship meant to her. And from the first interview that we had to this time, just her whole confidence has completely changed. Yeah. And so in that conversation, I remember I almost got teary-eyed because I was like, this is why we do this. Mm-hmm. And not only a testament to my life, but to her. And I saw that and I was like, wow, I'm going to do whatever I need to do to raise funds for these young women, because it's just so amazing.
Yeah. Yeah. How many young Latinas have you helped so far? Do you know? How much money maybe associated
8.
with that?
I want to say, so it's total 8 young women, and then we just selected the next 5.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, and then 2 of them being renewals.
Okay.
So
Nice,
yeah.
nice. You obviously have a team
Yes.
that
we
helps
do.
you with this,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Yeah. Let's shout them out. Who you guys? Someone started from the beginning,
Yes.
just with you, or somebody new?
Yeah, no, they started from the beginning. Jessica Lopez, which is also my cousin, which is my nana's
Shout out
daughter.
Jessica.
Yeah. And then Jennifer Covarrubias, she was also Salvadoran. So we're all Salvadoran. Yeah. She actually has family in Wichita, which is the other family in Wichita that I had mentioned.
Yeah.
And then our moms actually work together, like community organizing. So I've known Jennifer for a long time. She's also another attorney. She lives in LA.
Yeah.
So she kind of pulled it down for us out there.
Yeah.
But they've been with me since the beginning. Kay, I met her last year, but she's been with us, and she's also a therapist. So she's.
Nice. I see you rocking that shirt.
Yes,
right.
the
So you got
shirt.
merch.
I do got merch. We got shirts available too. So wherever we have our pop-ups, we have
Yeah.
shirts available.
Where do you do your pop-ups at?
Just different places. So we've done Café Corazón, shout out Dulcinea. She's helped us a lot too, and being able to have a place to to do things. So we do there and Monarca. It's typically our usual places that we do things.
Okay.
Yeah.
Nice.
Need to hook you up with Guadalupe Centers and Matty Rhodes and some of those other places, because I mean they're always looking for people like that,
Yeah, and I think as I know my asylum work and my attorney work has taken, especially this year, it's taken a lot. So I've been focused on that.
Sure.
So when I can, usually the weekends when I'm able to do more things for the A initiative, we do. And so
you got a big picture goal. What's your plan for this?
For the A initiative, I would like to see this as an international organization. I guess technically it already is.
Yeah,
because
you got
we're in
LA.
El Salvador. In El Salvador. But I would like to see this go through all Latin America and be able to continue to find those areas that are hard to access, because that's the thing. It's like the access to these opportunities aren't always available, and that's sometimes what makes the biggest difference.
You know what that is, D-Ron?
I know exactly what that is.
You know what that is.
You know what that is.
That's
right?
a salute. Salute to that, man.
Salute.
That's amazing. I want to be international.
Man. I believe that's exactly where it's going.
Yeah,
for sure. I mean, everybody the cause that you're creating, the people that you're helping, the women that you're helping, there are so many out there that want to help that don't know, and that's the reason why people need to be aware. People need to be known that there's people like you that are doing these great things.
Thanks.
Yeah. Salute.
I love it, man. I love it. I can't wait to see where you go with it. I can't wait to see. I think you're going to get more people, organizations, especially embracing that idea. Yeah. Particularly because it is international. Yeah.
And we're all connected.
We're all connected. Yeah. And as speaking as somebody who's been in college too much in my adult life, like I see people on scholarships, and I'm like, man, you're wasting that. Give me that money. Geez, man. And a lot of Latin American young people, or just people, I would say, they're looking for the opportunities. Yeah. They're looking for things to help get them to the next, level of their life. You know what I mean? So
sometimes all it takes is that one opportunity and to change your whole life. Yeah.
Well, and you're making dreams come true in the sense of, I would imagine that you're seeing applications come across, or whatever your process is. Maybe you can describe that, but it's coming across like serious need. Like I couldn't attend college, or I can't do this unless I get this money.
Yeah. So a lot of it. When we get the applications, our board reviews everything. We interview the applicant, just because sometimes what you read and you got to put the face to the application, and it makes it more holistic.
Absolutely.
But we ask for the need. We ask what the family's income and all of that. So.
Yeah, both of us, I think, our kids are looking for scholarship boat because they're seniors in high school.
And they should. And I think even from when I started college until now, there's so much opportunity here to being able to, there's a lot of scholarships.
Yeah, no, that's what's up, man. I love that. I love that, Genesis. one of the things that we've both learned about you is that you're an artist as much as you are anything else.
Yeah.
You're busy.
I also sing.
Yeah, you sing. I mean, you dance,
Yes,
saw a video of you dancing.
Yeah.
I mean, you're an artist. And so you sang the national anthem?
Yes.
Okay, where did you sing it at?
Okay, by now I've sung at different places. So I did the Sporting KC.
Hey.
I did the Current Stadium recently. That was really cool because I that was one of my goals when I saw it. I was like, oh man, I want to sing it there. And so sung it there. And then national anthem at the Hispanic Chamber of Commerce.
I thought at the Fiesta Hispana.
Oh yeah, Fiesta Hispana.
Was that last year or just this one?
This year.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, Fiesta Hispana. That one was really cool too.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So every now and then they'll ask me to do the national anthem at certain events.
That was her singing it.
Yeah, yeah, I do remember.
You guys were there?
Yeah.
Oh, really?
So where'd this come from? Did you grow up singing and dancing, or dancing probably?
So my mom also was a singer. So I grew up in the church. So my parents were pastors.
Sure.
And so
I did too. So I get it. I didn't sing though. I ain't know.
So I grew up singing. My mom was singing first, and so I saw my mom, and my mom's like my biggest role model.
Sure.
And so she kind of carried me along. She's like, hey, you should start singing. And so then I started singing. And so she was worship leader. And then I started singing in church. And I would practice in my room. But I loved it so much, really. Like I would.
Marco Sweet?
Marco Sweet and all those,
I really know.
all those people. All the coros, but yeah, so I started singing in the church. And, I loved it so much. I practiced every day, like 3 hours. I was just in my room practicing all the time, practicing all the songs that I could. Jackie Velasquez, I don't know, Crystal Lewis, Rachel Lampa. And so I wasn't allowed to listen to other music.
What was your favorite Marco Sweet song?
Oh my gosh, there's so many. I would think of like Jackie Velasquez or Crystal Lewis.
Jackie Velasquez.
Crystal Lewis. Por un momento así, no hay grande riesgo para mí. No me he lanzado al vacío a volar. Ni camino sobre agua. But
come on.
I mean, I don't know if we should do a salute to that because I feel like God's watching me right now. I'm like, hey son, no.
No, but I think Crystal Lewis to me was like a really big deal because she was. I mean, people would always ask me to sing that one, and
which one? Do you have a most emotional song? Something that just you surrender to something.
Yeah, there was one that she was, it's a Spanish one. And for me, singing in Spanish just means so much more to me.
Yeah. Oh, my God. Come on.
I tell people all the time, like, dude, you should hear this song in Spanish.
Yeah. That one from Crystal, Por un momento así, and Cristo yo creo en ti. And so, but those songs just capture just everything.
Get you. Yeah. Is there a song, so you talked about your mom started you off. Is there a song that your mom sings to you or sang to you as a child that is it kind of get you there too? Like,
yeah, I mean, she also started singing Crystal Lewis, and I wanted to be like mom. Mm-hmm. So she would sing. I think she started singing Cristo yo creo en ti before I did, actually. Yeah. But that one, and then I kind of took over that song, and so I started singing that one. So that became my song. Oh, but those songs from Crystal Lewis were.
What about your sisters? Do they be singing with you there behind you, or what?
Tiffany, my middle sister, she sings a little bit, but she started to do like her own thing. She's like, okay, Jen sings, I'm gonna do sports. So she was a soccer player. Oh, okay. Yeah.
Well, you sound great. Yeah. I mean, did you take singing lessons?
I did not.
No?
No, but I practiced so much growing up, and I would record myself, with the cassette player, hit record, and then I would listen to it, play it back. If it wasn't perfect, I would do it again. I would want to hear myself that it sounded just like the artist. So I would just keep doing that.
Hey, just on the fly, JL, that was
just like drop of a dime. She's like, oh, you want to get into church? I got you. I got you.
We'll sing more coros.
I know. I'm like, man.
No, I think the church did have, that's how I started singing. And then I would start singing for like my friends' weddings, and then.
What'd they ask you to sing?
The last one, I sang Sam Smith's song. What was it? One of the Sam,
songs.
yeah, one of the Sam Smith songs. That was like acoustic version. Then I sang it in the At Last from, At Last from Etta James or by Etta James. So just
what about
things.
Selena?
Selena, no, they never made me sing Selena, but I mean, of course I love Selena.
Yeah, you never sang Selena though.
I didn't. Well, no, I think for like maybe karaoke when I do karaoke.
Sure.
Yeah.
No, it's because
No me queda más.
Yes. Yes. Keep going if you want. No, but I was saying because the new documentary's out.
I know. I haven't seen that. I haven't had a chance.
It's amazing, and I don't want to make this a Selena conversation, but watch it.
I know.
It's amazing.
I've heard a lot of people. It gets a lot of people. Like they'll cry.
What's funny is I was watching it with my wife, right? Shout out Rach, and then I text JL, and I think I just sent him a picture, right? I just sent him a picture, and then I sent it to another group of friends, and everybody was sending pictures back of it. The same night, it was hilarious. I just had to say that. Everybody was watching it the same night. It was.
Well, here's the thing. Like, her family has taken a lot of heat because people think they're using her death as a way to continue to make money, right? And they've had 2 Netflix series. This is the 3rd one. Yeah. But I truly, I was telling my wife this. I was like, man, this one was the most powerful.
Really?
Because it's her. It's her talking on the video. It's her. It's like, it's just so powerful.
Really just their families all involved
and
in
their story. Yeah,
it's all like never seen before footage.
Right.
I mean, it's theirs.
Yeah.
Whereas the movie, come on. I mean, the movie was great. Can't take away from that. All the other ones are okay. But I think this one you got more clear.
You got to watch it.
Yeah, I'll watch it.
You gotta watch it. You gotta watch it. But we do need to hear you sing a little bit of something you really love to sing.
I mean, there was that song, because when you translate to for such a moment as this, and that there's no other moment like this, that you use this moment and make it the best, and I think that one.
Okay, perfect. Well,
what about a grito? Do you do a grito?
I do not do grito.
No, she's like, I'm El Salvadorian.
We don't do gritos. We don't do gritos. But no, I mean,
you guys are sing Selena.
But I also do want to shout out the Kansas City Latin Jazz Orchestra, because I think the video that I posted recently, that's from them, and me being known as a singer here in Kansas City was from Kansas City Latin Jazz Orchestra, and being able to sing with the live band, and Pablo, I mean, it's just amazing. Yeah.
Do you have any performances coming up?
We do, actually. December 13th at the Blue Room.
Oh, yeah.
We'll have the orchestra plays just all Christmas salsa. So all the Puerto Rican salsa, that is so fun. So if you guys are available, it's a really good time. And
December
we do all the
13th?
December 13th. Saturday, December 13th at the.
I don't know if I know how to salsa. I don't.
Yeah, you do, man. Look, we'll do some of these. We know how to do everything.
I don't know if I know how to do that. It looks very fun.
It is. It's really fun.
Yeah.
Every time I come off the floor, man, I'm dripping sweat.
But you know that means you had a good time.
Yeah,
That's right. That's right.
I spend too much.
That's right. Well, listen, Genesis, this is great. Getting to know you, talking to you about your work. Keep up the great work. I mean, it's so important, and we need people like you doing the work that you do. Not only the legal attorney work that you're involved in, but the A Initiative. I mean, that's amazing that you started that, and you're still a very young woman, so, the future is very bright for you, we could tell. But before we wrap up, a couple other things we want to get to. What is your why?
My why is my family. Everything they sacrificed to be able to come here, and I just want to continue that.
Okay. That's amazing.
Yeah.
Good. I hope your mom hears that.
Yeah.
I'm sure she will.
I think she will.
I've seen that you travel a lot.
Yeah.
I follow you on IG, right?
Yeah.
I don't know, just a little fun question. What's one destination you feel that people should see?
I mean, I will say one of the most amazing ones. Well, there's 2 different ones. So the Great Wall. So I studied in China for a little bit in law school, and seeing that's amazing. Like, you wouldn't even know you have this incline to be able to get up to the wall because it's so high. Right. So I wouldn't have known that until you get there. And then to be able to see the wall go for miles, it's crazy. Yeah.
Did
so
you walk that whole wall?
Not the whole wall. So there's only certain parts that are open.
Yeah.
So, but it was just crazy to be there. I'm like, wow, this is really
What's a time length of that thing?
The miles? It's like
no,
like,
timeline. It's hundreds of years.
Created?
It's hundreds of years.
I would have to Google
it was built to keep out Genghis Khan and like all those people.
Yeah.
Like they were just taking over the world.
Oh, and the other one I would say Petra in Amman, Jordan.
Yeah.
So because I grew up with my Middle Eastern friends, one of the summers in college, my friend was like, "Hey, just come back with me, stay with me this summer." And so we went to Petra, and that was amazing.
But I mean, it's hundreds of years. Like it was to prevent just army after army after army to come through and through on that land. All right, what's that?
7th century BCE.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. I know. It's like, I know.
Yeah,
It was
a long time ago.
It started.
Yeah.
That's when it started.
Yeah, and they just kept building onto it, right?
Yeah.
Crazy.
It's crazy because you can actually see it from outer space. That's how big it is.
Crazy.
That's how long it is.
I remember
It's
just
crazy.
seeing the mountain. It was still going. It was crazy.
All right. You're El Salvadorian, so you have a very good, unique perspective of this. I know of at least one or two, but where are your top, I don't know, three, let's say, top 3 El Salvadorian food places in Kansas City?
I would say the first one, El Pulgarcito, and then
That's on
they have
Truman
several.
Road.
I think don't they have several locations?
Yeah.
Yeah, and then the other one that I've been to is El Rinconcito.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, but those are the only 2 I've been to in Kansas City.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, shout out Jackie at Loca Pupusa.
Where's
I
that at?
think it's in KCK.
She got a
I'll
food
have to
truck?
go.
It's either, I think it's Loca Pupusas or something like that. Sorry, Jackie, don't kill me. But they have a location up in KCK, and I met her at the Boulevard Drive-In, D-Rod.
The Swap and Shop.
The Swap and Shop on the weekends. Her and her family. Her mom started it, and she's been kind of, taking it over. But what is it, babe? La Papusa Loca, sorry. But anyway, it's amazing. So go check it out.
I will. Really?
Yeah, it's fire.
I haven't
I've
had
been
it, but
craving
it
them.
looks great.
I've been craving pupusas lately. So
We're going to try and set up something with her, so we might call you because we need an expert opinion. Hey,
I will be the try.
that's it right there. Hey, just so you know, Jackie, we're bringing an expert with us to try this food.
We go with this. All right, the holiday seasons, man, we're upon us, right? Holiday seasons. Are you? What's your Thanksgiving look like? Are you already started your Christmas shopping?
Well, I already put up my Christmas tree. And then, we have planned to go back to Wichita for Thanksgiving. Yeah, so I'm excited for
You
that.
listen to Christmas music?
Not
She's
really.
singing it,
Not
man.
right now. Yeah, I'm singing it. No, not really.
What's your
but,
favorite Christmas song?
I'm dreaming of a white Christmas. I'm dreaming of a white Christmas.
Yeah. What about movie? What's your favorite Christmas movie?
Probably White Christmas.
I love that movie.
It's so cute.
Watch it every year.
Yeah,
Watch it
it's
every year,
nice.
D-Rod.
Polar Express, man.
Oh, Polar Express is a good one.
Come on, Polar
Yeah.
Express, man.
Polar Express, but you got to go to the classics. I mean, Home Alone, Elf is a classic.
Well, yes, Elf also.
You know.
Elf too. Like my family, we always send like memes from Elf.
And okay, another question we like to ask everybody: why Kansas City? Why should people come here? Why should they move here? World Cup is coming; it's a big
Yeah,
thing,
it's
you know.
exciting.
Why should people come here?
I think you get a little bit of a big city feel, but it's also can go to your pockets outside where it feels smaller. And people have been so welcoming to me. Like I'm not originally from here, but I feel like at this point, I've just met so many people that it feels like home. And I think once you feel that, when you feel like home and you find those right people that accept you, and you have those good relationships, and that's your home.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
KC barbecue. Do you eat barbecue?
I do. And I
What's your go-to barbecue joint? Let's give them a shout out. And what are you getting?
I get the pulled pork sandwich from Q39.
Let's go! Shout out Kelly.
Shout out Kelly McGee.
Shout out Kelly McGee. Q39's fire.
Yeah,
It is.
Ain't nobody gonna hate you for saying that. Believe me.
No, it's so good.
Yeah.
Awesome.
I'll always go there.
Well, listen, Genesis, it's been great talking to you. Thank you for everything you do again. Before we let you go, any last things you want to say, share, express to people?
Just look us up, A Initiative on Facebook, Instagram. We'll have several events throughout the year. In January, we have a vision board event as well, and so invite everyone to come out and
can
set
people
their
donate to?
Yeah, you can donate to us through our website, and then you'll find the links on our Instagram as well.
Awesome.
I love it.
Well, thank you so much. Really appreciate you.
Yeah.
With that, everybody, Enterrupt KC, JL.
D-Rod, man.
Like, follow, share, subscribe. Come holler at our girl, Genesis, A Initiative. If you need help with any immigration work, any legal work, come holler at her.
If you know
AGH
somebody.
Law.
What is it?
AGH Law.
AGH Law.
Yeah.
Real quick. Sorry, Joe. AGH Law.
Yeah, so this is the law office of Andres Hernandez. He's also been in Kansas City for about 3 years, but he also does personal injury and then immigration practice. So I'll be focused on the immigration side.
I'm glad you said that because we got a wide range of followers. So you're in 7 states. Is that right? AGH Law?
Yes, I believe so.
Okay.
Well, from what I know, I just think Arizona.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, I pulled it up, and Missouri, Kansas, Texas, New Mexico, Colorado, and Arkansas.
Yeah, maybe like he practices in those. But
Okay.
Yeah, he's
So
able to take cases from there.
If anybody needs some type of help.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look us
AGH
up.
Law.
AGH Law, personal injury and immigration.
All right.
Yeah.
There it is.
Y'all heard it. We out of here. Peace.
Deuces.